Are you happy now? You have managed to break up our family. I didn't know you could treat your aunt like a lamb for slaughter to retain that company.
Nora's Uncle Will had just thrown the Smith family out for their insolent attitude towards his ailing wife Irene. Though Nora had nothing to do with her family's behavior, Will didn't let her meet Irene too, assuming she was complicit.
Lisa, I don't want her seeing Irene.
But Dad, Nora is not like Uncle Henry. She means well.
Then why isn't she doing anything? She's holding on so stubbornly to that company and just standing by as your mother dies? How is she any different from Henry now?
Will, don't compare her to Henry. Nora is not doing anything because she knows it's not going to work. I am destined to die.
I know that, Irene, but I just can't accept it.
Will broke down into tears. Nora, who was listening to their conversation from outside, was distressed about not being able to pacify them and deliver the good news of Dr. Athena operating on Irene in person. So she dropped Lisa a text message. As soon as Nora hit the send button, she took one last look at Aunt Irene through the vision panel on the door and walked away. She was oblivious to being watched from afar by Justin, who was also there to visit his relative. Justin's head was reeling about why Nora would not help her aunt, and Lawrence vocalized his boss's thoughts.
What an incorrigible woman! She's hesitating to help her own aunt. Find out what's wrong with her aunt.
For some reason, Justin was intrigued by Nora's life. Thanks to his influence, it wasn't tough for Lawrence to gather information on Irene. He then diligently reported to his boss.
Miss Smith's aunt, Miss Irene Black, has a brain tumor. They're not able to find a doctor who is willing to operate, as the success rate is a mere 50%.
I see.
Sir, if I may add something, I feel Miss Smith might use this opportunity to approach you.
And why would the hoity-toity Miss Smith do that?
Two of the best neurosurgeons in the States work in our hospitals, and I am sure that's reason enough for her to approach you for help and to get close to you.
Justin wanted to neither accept nor deny Lawrence's notion. They spent their car ride back to the hotel in silence. When they reached the hotel lobby, they were approached by someone Lawrence had anticipated, Nora. Hello, Mr. Hunt. May I have a word with you?
Was I right or was I right, Mr. Hunt? I should have made a bet off this.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Don't act coy, Miss Smith. Aren't you here to ask Mr. Hunt to help you with your situation?
My situation?
Shush, Lawrence. Miss Smith, what can I do for you?
I wanted to talk to you about your son's tutors. Did you do any background search on them?
Excuse me, what are you getting at, miss? Quit beating around the bush and just make your request for the doctors you need for your Aunt Irene.
What? How do you know about my Aunt Irene? Mr. Hunt, are you snooping on me? Nora was fuming with rage. Before Justin could explain himself, she snapped. Quit following me around and focus on your son more. Those tutors of yours are horrible. Justin stood there puzzled for quite some time. He was angry at Lawrence for speaking out of turn and embarrassing him. In the meantime, at his hotel room, Pete's tutor, Miss Cummings, was annoyed that Pete hadn't turned up for his lesson on time. Running out of patience, she was about to call Justin. Just then,
Pete, you are 10 minutes late. Care to explain?
I was playing a game on my phone. What am I late for? You're yelling?
How dare you choose to fool around instead of turning up for class? And how dare you mock me? That's it. Stretch your arm.
No!
Miss Cummings was shocked to her core. Pete had never spoken to her in such a bold manner. Was that really Pete, she thought? And she was right indeed, as the child contesting her was not Pete, but Cherry. What was Cherry doing in Justin's hotel room? Where was Pete?
Hi, Nora here. If you are wondering what happens next, then download the Pocket FM app and listen to the exciting episodes of Saving Nora Now with the link in the description.